Welcome back to Myth Detective. Before Zeus, before the Titans, there was a king who ruled a silent, suffocating cosmos. He was Uranus, the sky, and his reign was one of absolute tyranny. But his end would come not from a rival, but from his own family, from his own son. This is the story of the first betrayal, the first regicide, and the cosmic crime that set in motion a cycle of violence that would haunt the gods for eternity. This is the case file on the fall of Uranus. The motive for this crime begins with Uranus's paranoia. He and Gaia had many children, the 12 beautiful Titans. But also to other races he deemed monstrous the one-eyed Cyclopes and the 100-handed Hecatoncheires. Terrified of their immense power and ugliness, Uranus committed an unspeakable act. He took his own children and thrust them back into the womb of their mother, Gaia, imprisoning them deep within the earth. This caused Gaia immense, constant pain. She was a mother forced to be the prison for her own children. This was Uranus's crime, and it demanded retribution. Enraged and in agony, Gaia forged a plan. From within herself, she created a new, unbreakable metal ladamant and fashioned it into a great, jagged sickle. This was the murder weapon. She then gathered her Titan sons and pleaded for one of them to rise up against their tyrannical father. But they were all frozen with fear, all except one. Cronus, the youngest, driven by ambition and a hatred for his father's cruelty, stepped forward. He took the sickle from his mother's hands. The conspiracy was set. That night, as Uranus descended to embrace Gaia, the trap was sprung. Cronus ambushed his father, and, with one terrible swing of the sickle, castrated him. The act was done. Uranus was overthrown, and from the severed genitals that fell into the sea, a goddess of unimaginable beauty was born from the foam, Aphrodite. The cycle of violence had begun, but the consequences were immediate and cosmic. From the blood that fell upon the earth, 3 new races of beings were born: the terrifying Erinyes, the Furies of Vengeance, the powerful giants, and the Malaya, the ash tree nymphs. But most importantly, as he retreated into the cosmos, the defeated Uranus screamed a final, terrible curse upon his son, that Cronus, too, would one day be overthrown by his own child. And so, the reign of the sky ended not with a cosmic bang, but with a silent, terrible act of betrayal. Cronus became the new king, freeing his Titan siblings. Or was he simply another monster, doomed to repeat the sins of the father he overthrew? Let us know your verdict. But the throne he won was built on the crime against his own father, and was forever tainted by Uranus's dying curse. This was not a story of liberation. It was merely the exchange of one tyrant for another, setting in motion a tragic cycle of father fearing son. A cycle that would eventually lead to Cronus's own downfall at the hands of Zeus. The first betrayal did not create peace. It created the very conflicts that would define the entire age of the gods. So the final question for this case file is a difficult one. Was Cronus' act a necessary evil to free the world from a tyrant?